I think most of us can recall the emphasis that was put on reading when we were in elementary school. From Read Across America to Dr. Seuss Day, we were always told how important reading is for keeping our minds sharp. Somewhere along the way, that emphasis slowly disappeared, and reading turned into more of a chore. Most people feel dread when it comes to reading a book, rather than viewing it as a leisurely activity. I especially understand that dread. I know I avoided reading because I associated it with long homework assignments or long essays, because really the only time I did open up a book was for school. But once I started reading for my own enjoyment, that dread went away. With that being said, I think it's time to switch the negative connotation that reading has gained and turn it into something more positive. Today, I will persuade you to incorporate recreational reading into your lifestyle. My goal is to establish the importance of reading in your lives and understand how easy it is to include it in a busy schedule. I think it's safe to say that many people don't actively read unless it is for an assignment. This assumption is confirmed by the American Academy of Arts and Sciences summary on the National Endowments for the Arts survey on reading behavior in America. It was found that the percentage of Americans who read at least one book of fiction or nonfiction in the previous 12 months outside of any work or school requirements fell to the lowest level on record in 2017. Less than 53% of Americans had read any books for their own enjoyment, and it was also found that the greatest decline in reading rates is in the age group of 55 or younger. But what gets worse is that number still declines when you specifically look at young people. The American Psychological Association, an organization that represents psychologists all over the nation, claimed that less than 20% of teens reported reading a book, magazine, or newspaper daily for their own pleasure. As adolescents, our minds are still developing, and excluding reading on our activity list can leave our brain missing out on a lot of benefits. While reading a book for a class is still mental exercise, cracking open books more often in your leisure time offers a lot more positive benefits than normal free time activities. For example, scrolling through TikTok. Right now, we're all in some type of college course, and most likely you have to write some kind of essay or some kind of discussion post. So what if I told you that reading can help enhance your writing abilities? In the Pearson article, 12 Reasons Why You Should Read at Least 12 Books This Year, Ariel Apk explains that when you read, your brain absorbs good writing techniques and vocabulary, and consequently, in your own writing, you will unconsciously copy those same writing styles of books that held your attention. So, reading more often can indirectly turn those C-grade papers into A-worthy ones. And not only can reading improve your writing capabilities, but it can improve your ability to concentrate. In the article, 10 Benefits of Reading, Why You Should Read Every Day, Catherine Winter explains that in a single 5-minute span, the average person will divide their time in working on a task, checking emails, keeping an eye on Twitter, and monitoring their smartphone. When you read a book, your focus is put only on the plot, and you can immerse yourself in every fine detail you're absorbing. This intense focus allows your attention span to become longer, meaning if you begin to read more, you'll be much less likely to become distracted while trying to complete an assignment. And who wouldn't want to knock out an assignment quick and easy like that? Reading books also proves to be an excellent stress reliever, which is perfect considering the past few months have been stressful for most people. Ariel Apk refers to reading as a mini vacation for your head. Apk also claims that reading allows for an ease of tension in your muscles and your heart. Sometimes, when the stress becomes too much, all you need to do is live in someone else's imagination and experience life through their eyes. Reading allows someone to do just that, and an escape is always needed at one point in time or another. As you can see, reading for enjoyment has plenty of benefits that not only suffice as mental exercise, but also to relax your body. Now, the most important part to beginning to read for pleasure is finding a practical way to fit it into your schedule. In the article, 14 Ways to Cultivate a Lifetime Reading Habit, Leo Babauta mentions setting designated reading times. He recommends having a few set times during every day when you'll read for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Whether that be as you eat breakfast or lunch, before you go to bed, even when you're using the bathroom. Reading during those designated short time periods will already form an easy reading schedule. Along with that method, Bobata suggests making a list of all the books you're interested in reading and cross out the ones you've already read. So, whenever you hear a good book, be sure to write it down and you'll be able to save it for later. One of the best and easiest ways to pursue a habit of reading is to go and get a library card at your local library. On Anne Arundel County Public Library's webpage, you can easily apply for a virtual card. This allows you to check out ebooks or audiobooks as well as put items on hold. You just need a valid form of ID, whether it's a driver's license or a school ID. And if you did end up wanting to get a physical card, Anne Arundel County Public Library has curbside hours at all of their locations, and you can also apply for a card then, or you can schedule an appointment online. So remember that the only way to get over something is through it. If you don't want it to attach negative feelings to reading, you must act and turn it into something enjoyable. If you don't already have your library card with your public library, I urge you after this speech to go out and get it, or begin a wish list of all the books you've ever wanted to read, and maybe put it on an Amazon, save for later list, or maybe even start a book club with a small group of friends. I hope that this speech has proved to at least one of you that reading doesn't have to be correlated with a deadline or an assignment. Reading can be anything you want it to be, and as Ariel Abk said, why not give your brain its own vacation?